So the first thing is you open the app here, you open the site, and you can start analyzing for free. This is the home tab where when you click home, you see this interface. This is the features. You get to know the features of it. Right? And this is the stats, the statistics, and this is the support. These are suggestions. If you have a suggestion for the website, you can give. And this is contact information where you see the developers contact information. So let me go to home. Let's say you don't have to create an account before you start, so you can go to start analyzing for free. Then you get to upload your data set here, right? So let me upload the data set here. Let me upload this data set here. Then I can upload my data set here. I can choose to clean my data set or not, and I can choose to perform any analysis I want: exploratory analysis, statistical analysis, time series analysis, and other analysis. In which I want to expand the app where you can find panel data analysis. You can choose to analyze factor analysis, Bayesian analysis, and then the rest. Alright, so and you can choose to train machine learning models too, which is one of the essential features of the website. So you can upload your data set here. You see the data set I uploaded has appeared here, so you can see everything about the data here. Alright, then you can select your model name, then you can select your target variable, and then your feature variables. Then if it is a classification problem, you can choose classification to do about it. So here let me select a module name to be church, and then the target variable should be z, and then the feature variable should be x and y. Alright, so I can choose to drag the train and test based on my specification. Right, so here I will use 80% for training and 20% for testing, and I can choose advanced options here, and I can select my machine learning models, anything I want about it. So when I go to train model, it should train my machine learning model for me. Right, I think I have to upload my dataset here. Okay, alright, and for now we have one free machine learning models to train, and then there is a coupon. I've generated a coupon for it. Alright, so when you click on train model, you would have to, let me go to my models. Yeah. I have to log in before, so let me quickly log in here. Since I have an account, let me log in here. Right, yeah, so I've already trained some machine learning models here. So let me go to train models again, and then my data set is already here. You can see the data features here. I can choose test as my model name, select my target variable to be z, then the feature variables to be x and y. It's a regression problem. Now I get to choose the particular model I want to choose. So let me choose random forest. Then I get to select the parameter tuning, so I can choose any parameter tuning technique I like, and then let me choose the maximum there to be, let's say, 2. Right, and the advanced option is the random state that I can choose to create the model, and it will create in a second. And I get to get the r squared and everything. I get detailed explanations of my model, and then I can choose. I can make predictions here, right? When I enter X and Y, I can make predictions here, and then these are the practical insights about my data. So they said my data set is reliable and it is good for most purposes, but I should verify critical predictions. Yes. So it will give me everything about the data. Yes. So it has so many features. When you go to dashboard, you can also train, you can also run analysis, time series analysis, statistical analysis, where you can get explanations of everything, right?